Hi, what's going on guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Wizard101 video. In today's video, it's going to be another cheese video. Of course. A lot of people already kind of know this by now. But yeah, you can kind of just cheese the Storm Titan. And we're going to be covering that on the channel and give you guys my thoughts and process of how to do it on challenge mode. Because a lot of people are doing this on challenge mode. If you're farming this on standard, don't recommend it. Just because challenge mode is just way better. It just always is. And yeah, might as well just talk about it. So if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. And don't forget to join Discord. Appreciate all the people that have been joining Discord. We're like at 1.8k members. We're slowly getting to 2k. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate everyone that's subscribing. We're on that rise to 7k subs. Eventually, maybe one day, hit that 10k mark. We'll have to see. But let's go over challenge mode, Storm, Titan, Trident. You know what I'm talking about, right? So basically with this whole fight is the actual way of doing this fight will basically be so long. That's assuming they fix everything that's wrong with this fight. There is some couple things that like I have against this fight. Maybe I'll make a video talking about all the things with all the rematches, like what's wrong with all of them. But basically you have to summon all the refractions. So doing combination of school hits. So you would have to do 3 hits of either Storm and Life, it summons a mob. Then you do another 3 hits of Myth and Fire, summons another mob. And then you do another 3 hits of Death or Ice. And once you summon all those refractions, you kill one of them, he basically scions himself and it does 25k. So you're supposed to do that per minion, and you would kill each minion, and then you'd scion himself 3 times, and then you have to do the final 25k yourself. He has the laser cheats, the hammer cheats, he has all that type of stuff as well. So in reality, I think like if everything was actually working in this rematch, it would probably be like an 8 round, 9 round, maybe something like that. I remember cooking strats for this rematch like the legit way without like cheesing stuff, and yeah, it was pretty long. It was a pretty long rematch, I will say, and you have to do this like an absurd amount of times, probably like 7 rounds, 7 or 8 rounds if I remember, assuming everything works in your favor and you don't die. But the death refraction has so much resist, so it's like you're not gonna kill him with the sirens. But you get the gimmick, right? You get the gimmick. You kill one of them, he scions himself, etc, etc. But well, you can actually buff the scion that they use. So for example, if you kill and slash summon one of the refractions, and you decide to buff the hell out of that scion that he does to himself by putting hexes, universal traps, curse, etc., you can make the Triton essentially kill himself. Yeah, I said it. He can do that. He can definitely do that. For some reason, they forgot to toggle on the I guess the cheat where it's not allowed to be buffed by the other cards. That's the best way to explain it, right? But it's not supposed to use like your traps that are already on the Triton. But yeah, you can just do that and you'll do 100k to himself, and boom, that's it. It's a pretty straightforward strat. It's 3 rounds. You should bring a Storm because the Storm can kill the refraction that summons after you doing that life hit. And you should bring a balance or a death. The other 2 people can be whatever. Technically that person 1 can be someone else, but I do recommend bringing a balance or a death with a life mastery, so you can use a Minotaur. So it just needs to be 3 hits in total. So technically you can use like a wand hit and then hit with a minnow, specifically life minnow, because it summons the minion that is more likely going to be better for your favor. So doing that are 3 hits. That it's literally 3 hits, and it summons a refraction, and you kill the refraction on round 3, and then he just kills himself with all those traps. So doing that would just make it easier. So that's why I do recommend bring a Storm and bring a person that's a balance or a death that has life mastery, which is very doable. It's not that hard. Life masteries, there's guides on the YouTube channel. If you're trying to get the Minotaur pet, it's in the kiosk. You can literally get that. So it's a very easy setup, and you just kind of just spam universal buffs on the Triton. So doing mass hex, doing main deck hex and curse, using an amulet that has hex, which you can get from the bazaar or you can get from the Mushu key boss, very doable if you have the resources. Then I do recommend you getting a pet or a jewel on a pet that gives curse. You can, if you're trying to find a pet that has curse, that is also in the kiosk. That's very obtainable. It's not hard to get. And then getting Treasure Guard Hex, very easy. And then for the first round, you're just making sure that you're blading up the hitter, so then he can just focus on using King Art, which is basically what I was doing. So people were just buffing me, and I just hit with that King Art. You can hit with an Oni if you want to be quirky, but I just killed with the King Art. It doesn't matter. You can kill with either or. It's just basically up to you. But it's plenty of buffs. You can also use weaving blades. If you don't want to use like an elemental blade, you can just use your weaving blades. Just make sure if you're, you have a balance and a death, and then for some reason 2 life wizards, make sure that, one of them uses their weaving blade, not the second person, because they don't stack. If they're different ones, like for example, like a fire and a life, and they both are weaved into storm, and then they buff the storm, those will stack because it's a fire storm blade as well as a life storm blade. So those kind of work out. So you can do that, but you kill anyways with the 35 blade. But if you want to be cautious, go for it. Use a weaving blade. It's not going to harm anything. And there's that. That's realistically it for this rematch, and you can just keep doing it over and over. Now eventually, once they fix a lot of these rematches, especially Spider needs to get fixed, for the love of God. But luckily I've already done all the rematches, because making strats for some of these, it's already done. The Rat's the easiest. Second hardest I would say is the Triton, and then the hardest one is going to be Grandfather Spider, just because there's so many things going on in that fight. It is insane. It is truly insane of what is going on in that fight, and I will definitely make a video on it, but it would be a lot of complaining from me. But I'm hoping that they fix the rematch first before I make the video. But hey, if it comes down to it, I will just upload the video. Who cares, right? And just talk about what you would do, because yeah, there's a lot of things going on in that fight. Luckily the Triton fight is cheesable right now. The Rat is cheesable. Spider, you can't really cheese. I've, maybe someone's been, in the department with trying to how to break that fight, but I kind of tried for a bit. I tried using Megaton, tried using other cheese stuff, and just wasn't working out, just because you die so fast if you don't pay attention to what's happening on your screen. So that's like the weird one thing. And plus there's a lot of glitches in that fight, because hey, he's doing Orthrus, he's doing multiple Orthruses actually when he's not supposed to, but who cares, right? Who cares? Other than that, go farm your Triton rematches, your challenge modes. You can do it on standard if you want, but like I said, just recommend doing it on challenge mode. Don't know why you would do standard. I guess maybe if you want to, the only reason I can think about if you're doing it on standard is maybe because you don't have the team comp for challenge mode, or you just want to get the badge to be able to craft the stuff. But at that point, you might as well just do it on challenge mode, and you can cheese it. So just 3-round strat, do it on challenge mode. Highly recommend, and that's about it. So you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions on this cheese in the comments down below, and hopefully you guys have fun. And eventually, like I said, I will make an actual strat video for this, but once they fix it, there's no point in me putting time towards it if this rematch isn't even working as intended. So that is it for me. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.